Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Call of the Sea, where last time I may have been a little bit overly critical about how readily Nora was willing to just become a fish. Especially considering her husband, Harry, has come to the conclusion that
So
if he
is this
cannot...
where you went, Harry? Was this your last stop?
If he cannot cure his wife of her illness, he will also become a fish. Also, the Aurora Borealis, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within this island. Alright, what can we find of Harry's stuff over here?
Another camp. Although it's little more than a few things scattered about.
I'm sure they only had a few things left by this point. Harry and the woman he was traveling with. Of whose name I do not remember.
My dear old pal. I never should have trusted Cass.
Oh, Cass.
I thought she cared about you, but she's just mad, obsessed with this place. I can't trust her to help me overcome the last obstacle. This door. I know how to open it. But what I have to do is mix my blood with the black ooze. Am I mad for even considering that? It's the only way we can be together. It has to work, right? All this can't be a coincidence. The ritual is made for the two of us, isn't it, Nora? I wish you could be here to... Damn it. I have to think it over. I can't. Tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow, damn it. Stop writing.
What are you saying,
Okay.
Harry? Don't you see what the black ooze does? What it did to the doctor? Are you out of your mind?
Answer to your query, yes. I had a
library? What are you talking about, Harry?
I had a strange dream today. I was inside a vast library and gazed at vistas of another world. Pnakotus.
Was the blood of
Blood?
these creatures some sort of catalyst?
Blood. Crimson blood. Blood.
Heavens, this dagger looks exactly like the one I have.
An altar. Dried blood and ooze. Isn't that the dagger Frank was attacked with?
Harry, what is this? It looks like the ramblings of a madman.
Nora must do it together. Change me. Yeah. Like, he was saying that, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sure whatever is going on in this island has mentally affected both Harry and Cass. So that extremely evil-looking sneer that she got, is very fitting. Let's go see if there's anything on the other side here. Oh, I think he did it.
My God, this syringe has traces of black ooze. What the hell were you thinking? Black ooze on a petri dish. Oh, I really hope this works.
Ah. You cut me too deep. Oh, we got another camp over here. Were they staying at different camps, or different sides of the beach here? Cass and, Harry. Cass, I think I have the answer. You have to go back home and bring Nora here. Leave now, please. Except leave now has been crossed out. Harry, please don't shove your hands into the statues.
So I have to put my hand inside?
He is yelling. Is not working. Interesting. I wonder if this game is going to have multiple endings. It's her copy of Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Its pages are hollowed out, and its shape is...
So she had the knife and stored it in Chapter 66, The Shark Massacre. When in the southern fishery, a captured sperm whale, after a long and weary toil, is brought alongside late at night. It is not, as a general thing at least, customary to proceed at once to the business of cutting him in. The rest of Moby Dick will be read in the next part.
Harry asleep in his tent. What a creepy photograph. Oh my, she sounds completely out of her mind.
I've seen the future. Eternity awaits me. Death awaits Harry. Ooh. Okay, so there was a mural earlier where it depicted the process of changing. You either die or you change.
Let's give it a try. Ouch! Oh! Ah! What was that? Looks like a tattoo, but it isn't. Those are my spots. They've moved.
Interesting. Let's go take a look at this mural on the wall before entering through the gate that we had opened.
This mural seems to describe a ritual involving blood. That dagger. If he's behind that door, I wonder which Harry I'll find. How much would be left of the man I love? And how much of the man who has lost his sanity in this place?
Huh.
An eye and a star. Look at the stars, maybe.
Oh.
The stars are aligned, forming a constellation that I don't recognize. That is not the same sky you can see from Earth. And if that's not the Earth's sky, where am I now?
That is somewhat disconcerting.
It's a pentagon-shaped symbol with channels in its edges. What was it used for?
Can I click on anything? Alright, I guess we're gonna probably still be needing to collect some information.
All these papers are riddled with incoherent... I wonder what this means.
Bridges, dragons, gargoyles, animals.
Those stone statues seem to rotate with this switch.
Some sort of creature, a pet? Owl. 90-degree rotation.
I wonder what this means.
That is an excellent question. But it looks like we still have some clues to gather.
Constellations and stars. These people seem to worship otherworldly gods.
Well, the fire from the sky that woken the gods. Most likely that also kind of maybe related to the space. I don't know. Oh, we got another mural, and we got a couple more doors to look at.
They carried these people here to test them. Like a challenge of some sort.
Hmm. Oh, nope. I can only climb down from this particular staircase.
Where is this door leading me?
Alternatively, how to open said doors. I haven't really seen a switch. Or if I have ignored it.
A shining constellation. I better draw it.
So that was the thing that told me to look up. Ooh. Wait a second. Huh.
Circular stones with strange carved symbols. These icons on the wheel are the same as the constellations I have on my hand.
But right now it seems like the only one I can interact with is the one that she has in her hand. Which makes me wonder if I'm kind of being guided to a very specific location, so that I could then unlock additional elements of the puzzle. Or...
It's a pentagon-shaped symbol with channels in its edges. What was it used for?
Or... I'm going to have to use only a specific... Huh. Set of these. Don't know. Hold on. Where is the front? That was probably the front. So... I imagine... Do I need to... do the particular shapes in order to activate these things? Huh. Alright. What happens if I turn on this one? And then I turn off this one. And then I turn on... There we go. We opened a door. Okay, so then now let's save our game here. Like, do we have to choose the right door? Or are we going to end up going through all of the doors?
What an odd structure. Riddled with nooks and crannies and endless stairways.
I have a feeling we might actually have to go through... Okay, so I think I got what this puzzle is going to be about.
Maybe it only hurts the first time.
Just keep telling yourself that.
Ah! The second also hurts.
So what's probably going to happen is
When I arrived on this island, I felt like I was trespassing. But now, I feel like this is where I belong.
So each time I go through this, I'm going to unlock a different piece of constellation stenciled onto her hand. Then I take said constellation and I go back and I open up a new door. So I'm essentially opening up each door in a row, in a very specific pattern. Ah, and now I can hit these other buttons. Did that do it? That did it! Fantastic. Let us see what constellation shape I get next. Also, hopefully the controller decides it doesn't, it just wants to start spinning.
A labyrinth. It was submerged in black ichor.
Ah, more of these. These portals into the
Harry
water.
seems to be on the brink of madness. But I don't feel the slightest hint of confusion. On the contrary, I feel my mind is more focused than ever.
That is true. That is true. I was gonna say, like, people who are...
Oh, come on. One more time. Ah.
People who are mad likely don't necessarily consider themselves mad, but there are certain differences in the presentation of which. Like, she still maintains her mental clarity, whereas both Harry and Cass have their doubts. Alright. So what new shape do we have, and what door are we trying to replicate? We've got this awesome looking Z shape, which looks like we should be able to do that here. To construct that thing on the top right, then on the bottom right it should be this one. And then the bottom left, it should be another of the... I guess it's more of a number 2 than a Z. Ah, this is where I get to turn into a fish for a time, for a spell.
Another one of those gates. I have to get into the water again.
That is correct. And you can see there's an entrance gate and an exit gate, because there is no handprint on this particular one. Though I find myself wondering, like, exactly how much the story is really going to explain itself. How much does it really need to explain itself? Like, this story has largely been about Nora's personal journey. But at the same time, it has kind of also gotten very deep into the plot, into the setting.
Again? Seriously?
We're gonna have to do it another time.
Ow! That hurt! Again.
Like, ultimately, I would expect the game to end with more of a personal resolution for Harry and Nora, rather than, like, an explanation as to, like, who were the people who lived here, what happened to them. Like, there's a lot of questions that could be asked. If I had to make a prediction, there's going to be a fairly climactic scene in which Harry and Nora...
I can feel the torment of the thousands of slaves who perished here.
reunite, while Cass, in an attempt to steal or to do whatever it is she's trying to do, dies in the process. Alright, what do we need to do? We need the top left, and now we have... this kind of odder angle thing. I think we have to do top left. It looks like we have the C at this point. And then we need... another C? No, that doesn't look quite right. Let's try the new shape. Also doesn't look quite right. Let's get rid of this one. And then we'll replace the bottom left one with that. Okay, that does look better. And then over here... there we go.
All the doors are open, but where is the constellation I need to open the throne room?
It's in the sky. That is where the constellation is. But figuring out the specific lines that connect all the dots, that is going to be the trick. And what do we have here?
Black and white figures.
Hold on.
Good doggies, or dragons, whatever you are.
Animals. Huh. Well, let's push a button and see what happens. That is not as much of a bridge as I was expecting. What I'm thinking I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to turn that around in order to reach that. I'm going to have to turn that around to reach that. That then goes to there. Ah, damn it. Okay, so now I go back this way, and then I just turn that one and that one. Okay. And I think I should be good. Excellent. Anything to look at? Nothing to look at.
Oh, come on. One more time.
All right. All right. Back in the main room. Now we need to enter in the last constellations in order to open up the throne room. Presumably, the constellations need to match what's in the sky right now, which looks like... Let's get rid of the other constellations that are currently in play. That way they're not distractions. Alright. So we've got this one here. It looks like, yeah, it looks like there is a C on... Nope, that one. And then... maybe this one has the squiggly line. Which I would imagine this means that the last line is going to be the last piece that we just picked up. So that is what I'm going to guess without really even looking at my notes.
The sanctuaries.
Yay!
It's time to find out what's waiting for me inside.
If I've collected all of the puzzle notes, I feel this means that I have completed all the puzzles.
There's something written in the floor with blood. Fall. Haven't I heard that word in my dreams? What a disturbing mirror. Is it made of black ichor? I feel like it is speaking to me. Oh, heavens.
Ugh. There is nothing heavenly about this. Oh, okay. Let's take a step back. All right. Okay, let's take a step forward. Oh my.
My God.
You know that point in the story where it's revealed that everything is actually really, really evil? Like, despite Nora's calm feeling,
Nothing that happens here appears to respect the most basic rules of physics.
so disrespectful of physics. What are they going to be
However
disrespectful
strange as
of
it may
now?
be,
Biology?
It does maintain a peculiar harmony. Like the workings of a clock. Or a music box.
Wasn't that her mother's music box? Did her mom intend
Harry,
for her
is that
to...
you? No, 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 no! Don't tell me this is you, Harry. It can't be you. It can't be. No, no, no. Why did you do it? Oh my God, Harry, no! In the end, you performed the ritual. You poor fool. But why? I don't understand it. Why? You knew it. You knew it wasn't going to work. You knew the ritual wasn't going to work. That's why you never sat on the throne. You didn't even perform the ritual, did you, Harry? But you wanted me to think that you had. You even left a lure to confuse me. But why?
Huh. Falgoff.
What really happened? The only person with you in that sanctuary beach was Cassandra. So if you didn't die, it had to be her.
With that remarkably evil stare.
Did she use the dagger to open the gates and carry out the ritual? You tried to stop her, but it was too late. She shot you with your own gun and left you for dead, didn't she, Harry? Because Cassandra was ambitious and would stop at nothing to uncover the secrets here. The island fueled that hunger for knowledge.
This game feels like there was a horror movie that happened previously,
Doubts about whether the ritual would work.
and I'm just here looking at what
Cassandra
happened
cleared
to
up
the
those
previous
doubts.
victims.
The ritual wasn't for people like you. The ritual
Ordinary
was only
people
for
without the god's blood.
People like me. But you refused to believe it until the island itself spoke directly to you. Haha, Falgafen. She is our daughter. That's when you finally understood. You understood what my fate would be if I didn't come here and carry out the ritual. A slow and painful death.
A strangely hopeful ending for a game that could have easily been like it's kind of like imagine Black Mirror, but if technology actually
So you
was used
faked
for
your
good.
own demise.
Like, what if
And left your
Lovecraftian
glasses near Cassandra's
storylines
corpse.
actually ended with happy
Same
endings?
glasses you never take off.
Oh. So does this mean that Harry might actually be alive
You
somewhere?
sent me the package from Tahiti, Harry. Your picture, the key, the dagger. Another one of your scavenger hunts. And I took the bait. You made me come to this island, the same island where you almost lost your mind and your life, the same island where 4 members of your expedition perished. Why did you deceive me, Harry? You said you would never lie to me. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you do this to me?
I think it's possibly because he figured out how to actually cure her. Is that she would have to cure herself.
Because you knew that I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. Right, my love? Not even if staying with you would mean a slow and painful death. So the only way to get me to leave you was to make me believe you were dead. And you chose to live a life without me, so I could be who I really am. That's why you tried to deceive me. But I know you too well, my dear old pal.
But you failed.
So
Now I
years
will
together,
die
so many
horribly with
moments of
you.
Love, happiness, understanding, friendship. A whole beautiful life with you. I know what you tried to do, but I can't let you make this decision for me, Harry. Either I embrace my fate and accept what I've always been, and leave you behind, or I reject it and return home with you to relish the time that my illness gives us. It's my decision to make.
Well, I'm going to save my game right here, right now. What ending would I want? Reject your fate and return home? And then slowly die? Likely, essentially, leaving Nora depressed, as well as Harry having to watch her die? Or accept my fate and leave Harry? Like, this is essentially the goal that Harry had laid out for me. And also probably my character's own destiny. This is also rejecting destiny.
We had a really good life. But that's not my life anymore, is it, Harry? Not after what I've been through on this island. Not after all I've found out about myself. I can't fool myself anymore. I have to accept what I truly am and leave you behind. I'm going back home.
Oh, so this isn't necessarily even to turn into a fish. This is to possibly return to some other world.
I don't believe I've ever heard more than a few notes. Until now. For years I thought I was sick. But the truth is, I was homesick.
Well, you were also sick too, but I mean...
My poor health, the pain, the suffering. It was all because of how far I was from here. Everything seems so far away now. No trace of pain, no trace of sickness. Nothing besides this place. It's so pleasant to forget everything else. Nothing matters anymore. I'm
That doesn't
finally
sound
one of the
necessarily
thousands of minds
great.
Connected to the Icor. Connected with the Elder God. Goodbye, Harry.
What are you, sir? Huh.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2. Don't forget the harmony. 1, 2, 3.
All my life is empty since I went away. Skies don't seem to be so clear. May some angel sentry guard you while I stray, and fate be kind to join us some sweet day. Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal of mine.
All right. So that was Call of the Sea. I really liked it. Overall, I feel like the puzzles kind of peaked with the organ. Like, the organ was probably the most difficult puzzle in the game. And once I kind of crossed that hump, like, the puzzles that followed afterwards weren't quite as complicated. But overall, like, it was a very interesting game. The story was interesting. Sissy, her performance as Nora carries her as a character.
Dearie, I'm so lonely. How I miss your smile.
And it's always nice when you play a game and you're like, oh, I can use logic to solve these puzzles. Like, there are so many adventure games, even adventure games that I've enjoyed, where the puzzles almost feel as though you're kind of grasping at straws in order to solve them, whether it's by the nature of the puzzle or the logic of the creator of the puzzle. Like, I love Tim. I love the Double Fine adventure games, the old LucasArts adventure games from Tim Schafer, but sometimes, like, his logic and my logic do not line up. So sometimes a lot of those puzzles become a little bit harder because of this. Whereas, like, these puzzles, like, there's more of a focus on, like, creating a situation and educating you how the machine works so that you know based on the internal logic of the game. You don't need to bring any external logic to the game to solve it. I also feel like they did a very good job negotiating their own budget and capabilities in order to create
I love you, Nora.
a meaningful story and a meaningful game without necessarily having other characters that you interacted with. Like, it didn't really need that.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing. I lied to you for the first and last time. And even if it was to free you from pain, suffering, and death, I deceived you. But I've paid such a high price for my deceit, Nora. Fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work. Because that is the only thing I have now. My dear old pal.
Huh. Well, now that we've done this, you've completed the game. Let us load up that save file. And see what happens if we stay with Harry.
You were right about one thing, Harry. I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. I know who I really am and where I belong. I know fate has eternal life in store for me, but an eternal life without you is worthless, meaningless. So, I choose the slow and painful death. I'm going back home.
Oh.
You staged this ruse because you love me.
This seems familiar.
True love is reciprocal. So I'm also making this decision because I love you. Our love is greater than fate, lineage, or all the pain I can suffer. Whatever time we have left, we'll spend together.
Also, I feel as though
When the time comes, it will be your hand that holds mine.
like the entire idea that becoming a
And those
collective
beautiful
unconscious
blue eyes will be the last thing I see before I leave.
loses your own personal identity. So if like your So if your identity is tied to becoming part of this group consciousness, you lose who you are and you become who they are.
So, you didn't find your husband on that island, Mrs. Everhart.
I did find my husband. He wasn't on the island, though.
But what have you been doing these 3 days then? What did you find there?
Oh, it's only been 3 days?
The truth about myself, I suppose. And at the same time, the reason to go back home.
I don't think I follow you.
Have you ever been in love, Captain Hodgson?
In love?
Have you ever spoken
You
in
mean like in a
entirely in
romance?
platitudes?
No, that's fiction, Captain. In real life, true love stories don't end with a wedding. They end with a funeral. And the only thing that eases that final moment of heartbreaking sadness are all the good memories lived together.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever felt anything
That is
like
like
that,
the
Mrs.
saddest
Everhart.
thing
But
ever.
if you love your husband that much, he's certainly a lucky man.
We are both lucky.
But also to reiterate like that careful use
Okay,
of budget.
are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
1, 2. Don't forget the
Like
harmony.
notice how you
1,
like
2,
I couldn't
3.
actually turn around to look at the fisherman who was standing behind me.
All my life is empty since I went away. Skies don't seem to be so clear. May some angel sentry guard you while I stray, and fate be kind to join us some sweet day. Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal of mine. Each night and day I pray you're always mine. Sweetheart, may God bless you. Angel hands caress you, while sweet dreams rest you, dear old pal of mine.
Dearie, I'm so lonely. How I miss your smile and your tender loving way. I just want you only want you all the while. May God decree I have you back someday. Oh, how I miss you, dear old pal of mine. Each night and day I pray you're always mine. Sweetheart, may God bless you. Honey, are you all right?
I'm fine, Harry, don't worry. I can keep going.
No, listen, let's leave it for today. You shouldn't make any unnecessary efforts.
Really, darling, I'm fine.
You need to rest, Nora. Come on, I'll take you to bed.
Though I suppose that's the inevitability of this choice. The maintenance of mortality.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing. In the end, it didn't matter. You returned home and forgave my deception. We moved close to the sea and had a few more good years, didn't we? Until you left me at one sunny March morning. I wish I could be reunited with you. But fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work, because that is the only thing I have now, my dear old pal.
I suppose regardless of which choice you make, you are destined to leave Harry. So Harry's choice to deceive her is almost as if to say that he wanted to create a situation in which she would not suffer, and that he could leave her on his own terms, rather than at some random point in time. But I guess that's the question. What is more meaningful? I mean, a few short years that are more meaningful to the individuals, or an eternity apart? Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.